welcome to our next webinar, this time on AI for various HR processes. And we are going to discuss how AI can make these processes faster and more efficient. And I'm pleased that there is so much interest in this topic. And we have a lot of on today's agenda. So let's get started. People and working environment. The implementation of functional AI is dependent on several factors. The first factor is this one: people and working environment, which determines where and how we use AI. Why? Because if you are, for example, an IT company and you work primarily with white collar workers, the challenges and possible solutions will be different than if you are, for example, a manufacturing company that has approximately 90% of its employees in production who don't even have a smartphone or access to your specific HR or IT systems. And good news is that we work with both tech companies as well as manufacturing companies. So we have solutions for both sides, and we will be talking about this later on. So this was the first factor. The second factor, which affects how we implement AI, are processes. Um, for example, we need to know what your recruitment or onboarding process looks like, or how and with ways you communicate or you want to communicate with your employees. And these are the questions that we need to ask or have to be answered. And the third factor that affects working with AI is technology, and this is the last factor from our point of view. And we need to know what kind and whether you have any, for example, ATS systems or HR systems. Where do you want to store your data, or how do you want to work with your data? Through which communication channels do you communicate with your employees or candidates? And this also affects or influences how you approach digitalization or automation of your HR processes with AI. So this is just like a short intro for myself. And before jumping to real world use cases and success stories, let me share a few words with you about us. For us, the major focus is on automation of communication, or if you want to have employee interactions or interactions with job applicants. And we fulfill our customers' objectives and KPIs by implementing AI virtual assistants into their processes, so that they can get rid of routine work, or streamline some processes, or be available 24/7, or wherever their users or target groups are present. We are in this playground, in this business since 2017, so before this current AI hype. And we are recognized by, for example, Gartner or Microsoft, with whom we work from the very beginning. Um, we are fortunate to work with one of the greatest brands in Europe and beyond. Some of them are really progressive in terms of AI or using AI across different HR processes. We currently have about 100 customers, and we have worked on over 300 AI projects so far. So it's quite crazy how time flies. Very often, if we implement some complex projects, we work with different partners from the consulting area, but also from the system or IT area, including one of the biggest, for example, ATS or HR system implementers. How we usually help our customers, we really want to be able to cover the entire omnichannel, because we see that for some employees or candidates, it's better to talk with them through different chat channels like websites, mobile apps, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Viber, Microsoft Teams, if we want to streamline some internal communication processes. But for some use cases and for some target groups, it's better to, for example, give them a call, or to automate some inbound calls. So therefore, we are mixing the chat AI and voice AI to be really available at anywhere, and providing users with the possibility to pick the best channel that they prefer, not you as a company. And from time to time, we also work with emails. In this area, it's about like email classification to understand what's the topic, and based on the topic, forward these emails to a particular and specific relevant team or department. And for some emails, we are even able to respond automatically. So that's just the quick intro of the space where we are present, and what we do at Feedyou. And let's continue with probably the most important part of today's webinar. What are the typical use cases in HR where we can implement AI to improve candidate or employee experience while saving your time or saving costs, or both? Um, Before jumping to this, the major benefits of using AI virtual assistants is in basically three areas. The first one is that we want to be able for everyone 24/7, 365. Then we want to be available, as I already mentioned, across different touch points, different channels. And we also want to be able to talk with your candidates or employees in any language that is which is relevant for you. So that's just a quick intro to this, and let's start with the first process, which is recruitment. Because in this area, virtual assistants can help you to answer the most frequent questions regarding open job positions, or your benefits, or salaries, shifts, and so on. It can be trained on your specific domain or specific data. So it talks like one of you. And in case that some of your candidates want us to help them to pick the best position, we can also do this, because we can integrate your ATS system, and we see what are the current open job positions. And based on the context of the conversation, or based on some I don't know, conditions, like education, working experiences, language skills, and so on, we can recommend the candidate what's the best position. And instead of filling the web form, we can also do the first pre-screening round on your behalf in this like seamless conversation, and then send you all the data via email or to your ATS to pre-fill the candidate candidate card. So that's the first solution uh, among our customers, there are these customers using this for blue collar workers, but also we have companies focusing on higher positions, including, for example, IT people. So it can be good for various job positions. Then we have another process where we found out that this kind of automation can be beneficial. It's pre-boarding, and in this phase, it's about how to effectively gather initial information from newcomers, like personal information, contact details, documents, in a more effective and digitalized way. And again, how to store data within your HR system, and for example, generate already pre-filled employment contracts. So this is the second process. The third process is onboarding, where we can actually provide your employees with necessary information, again, answer some FAQs, but also make sure that all the necessary steps are fulfilled. So, for example, the employment contract is already signed, the GDPR consent is already signed. You have access to the I don't know, CRM system, or you have email address, or you have some, I don't know, working clothes, whatever. We want to make sure that, you know, the process is fulfilled. We can ask, and we can provide you with these insights, answer FAQs, and also collect feedback. And in this area, the most important thing is that this solution can and should run on multiple channels, so we can literally talk with anyone, no matter if I have access to this channel or system or not. So that's the third process. The other process is probably one of the most popular nowadays, is internal communication. And in fact, this is the area where generative AI and conversational AI, the conventional natural language processing models, are key. And in this case, the solution again can run on multiple channels. We can use different data source to train the virtual assistant on it. And it's basically about answering whatever is repeating, and whatever can be answered automatically. So that's the internal communication. We have a few lovely examples to showcase, and I'll be do it after a while. And also, this area, according to Gartner, is one of the initial solutions where the generative AI can fulfill some objectives, and give you some value, and bring you some benefits. And these two areas are exactly something what can be part of the internal communication. So we can answer the monkey tasks and monkey questions, so that you have more time, to further build the relationship with your employees. So it's employee facing chatbot, or it's solution which is built above some policies, documents, internal documents, and so on. One of the last processes where AI can help you is employee surveys, where through, again, chat channels or voice channels, we can proactively interact with employees, and anonymously answer or receive or gather feedback across different areas, and it can also be activated based on different conditions, like um, trial period is almost over, or there is this like celebration of 1 year in the company, or twice a year where you usually handle a comprehensive satisfaction surveys. And this can be a part of it to actually make sure that we can gather faster feedback, and we can actually interact with all the employees. And the last process is offboarding, similar to onboarding. This is also the process which is mm, quite clear and clearly subscribed. So again, there is lots of things that we want to make sure that we gather, or we will receive a feedback, or we will tell you that you have to return this or that. So again, offboarding is the last process where we can automate something. Even though the websites, career websites, mobile apps, your intranets, or internal interactive touchscreens or kiosks are great, but sometimes the voice, inbound or outbound, is simply the best way how to interact with candidates or with employees. So in this slide, you can see our top 10 use cases where the voice AI or voice bots can be beneficial, maybe more than the chatbot solutions. Um, it's it's not mandatory, but it can be very helpful if you use some systems. Our solution can be ready to be implemented and work as a some complementary product or powerful add-on based on your systems. So we can connect multiple applicant tracking systems or HR systems to be able to store there everything what we gather, or based on the context of the conversation, we can also work with different systems to, for example, access some employee data. For example, if you ask us how many days left for my paid holidays, with this integration, we can access your employee card, and we can tell you, okay, you have like 14 days, and do you want me to book some days off right away. So this is just one of the many examples how we can actually leverage integrations with your systems. And the second very important part is analytics, because we want to measure every single conversation of chatbot or voicebot with end user. And based on these data and user feedback, we want to further recommend what else we can do in order to increase candidate or employee experience, or handle even more repeated questions automatically, or even more streamline the processes that are, for example, manual. So within our technology, and within every solution that we will provide you with, there will be this BI reports to tell you more, and tell you what's the performance and what are the benefits that we bring you. Okay, and enough of slides. As I said, we have lots of examples, because it's always, at the end of the day, it's always better to see it in practice. So I will start from the very beginning, starting with the candidate facing solution.